And we're back. Great. I don't know what are the finger guns? What are the I don't know
Guess
what that
who's
is.
back? Guess who's back? Guess who's back? Oh,
Okay.
sorry.
No, it's all good.
I'm getting old.
Um yeah. After what is it? It's been about 3 weeks. Yeah.
Has it been that long?
Yeah, because we last thing we did was our female expendables, which got a lot of good reaction, a lot of fun, and I'm sure we'll do more Dreamcast of other movies.
If we make that movie, it would not be with Warner Brothers.
Yeah, great way to talk about a topic coming up. Yeah, who knows what's going on with them. But then the next week, we just didn't. I think you were busy Saturday night, which would make sense. You got two kids, why not? Then the following week, you were on vacation.
Yeah,
I think you took your laptop with you, but we
I
just we
did.
couldn't, we just couldn't do
Yeah,
anything. And then this week, yeah, this is the third week.
yeah.
I'm in Vegas for National Association of Black Journalists.
And I just came back from vacation on Wednesday,
There we.
so
Oh, are you about to go back to work, right? Monday?
Monday. Yep.
Ooh, man, how's that feel?
My wife asked me that Friday. No, Thursday. Might have been Wednesday, and I got depressed because I didn't win the $1.9 billion.
Right, to not go
And
back to work.
yeah, because I was definitely gonna be a stay-at-home dad. This is a funny thing. Since my wife has left teaching and she's taken her new job, because she was always like, I want to be a stay-at-home wife, a stay-at-home mom. She has reversed, and I now want to be a stay-at-home dad.
I
She's like,
get it.
nah, I don't want to stay home with these kids all day. And I'm like, that would be a dream compared to what I do.
I mean, you could argue that you might work with a bunch of kids all day. So yeah,
Whoo! I didn't say it, you did.
I don't work at that station anymore. I'm just saying. I'm in Vegas. They can't get me. I'm on a totally different coast. It doesn't matter. Brian B, best part of your Saturday. Is that sad? It's not sad, man. We enjoy having you in our chat, man. This is a
Hey,
good part
man.
of your Saturday. That's awesome.
Yeah, this is a great part of my Saturday.
Yeah. So we're getting the
Whew.
rigmarole out of the way. Nice to see everybody back here. Glad you guys are coming
Yep.
in. We got, I guess, one big topic with we can go either way. Just, I guess, the future state of superhero movies overall. We got a better
I don't.
picture of what Marvel's
I
doing,
I just
and
I
we
say
don't
we
have a
just
picture
start.
with DC.
I say let's just talk about Warner Brothers in general with HBO Max and what it means, and then we can and all those things basically falls under that umbrella because with HBO Max you can talk about the fact that what is the state of Warner Brothers Media and contrast that to what Disney Plus is doing, considering we just had San Diego Comic Con, and San Diego Comic Con basically Marvel was like, "Hey, you want to know what's going on for the next 5 years?
Yeah.
We got you."
Hmm.
Whereas HBO Max is like, or Warner Brothers is like, you know what? We don't know what we're doing tomorrow, man. I mean,
Yeah.
honestly.
Yeah.
So we let's just start there. So, what? So the more professional one because you have a collared shirt on.
I I'm just sure we'll go with that.
Okay.
I don't normally look like this. Okay, so you put this article in from The Verge.
Yep. So this is what kicked this conversation off. So basically, this article from The Verge says that uh, the mega merger killed Batgirl. Batgirl wasn't asked for being; it was asked for poor timing from the deal that Warner Brothers made, or the merger between Warner Brothers and Discovery.
Mhm.
We knew that deal was happening. We knew. Max, I'm drinking something called Lager Days from Noda Brewing Company. It's a Charlotte brewing company. Uh, they make 1 pint beers. It's a lager. It's 4.5 percent alcohol. Uh, my pint glass got broken that holds an exact pint, so I'm using a now defunct brewery glass from Rivertown when me and my wife first started dating. We toured their brewery. It was a crappy brewery at the time. They were in like a storage unit. They built this big monstrosity. It was nice. I used to go and visit my in laws, and we would go there all the time. And then guess what happened? The pandemic. And they closed.
Oh.
So I have glass to commemorate, and it's a part of my history with my wife because I enjoyed that trip I took with the in laws.
It's
But
wonderful.
back to HBO Max's Batgirl. So this is what caught everybody's attention. Warner Warner Media has been doing things quietly and under the radar for a while, and
And when
it's
you
been
say Warner Media, you kind of got to say Warner Brothers Discovery.
yes, Warner Brothers Discovery because the merger happened. So Warner
Yeah.
Brothers Discovery is Discovery Plus or
Hmm. All the Discovery stuff. So I think that's probably like what?
Discovery Channel, which is their streaming. And they're going to and they have merged with Warner Brothers. So now the new company, the mega company, is called Warner Media Discovery or Warner. It's a Warner Brothers Discovery.
Warner Brothers
Um,
Discovery.
Warner Brothers Discovery. It's all one thing now. So next year they're going to launch a joint streaming service, and in anticipation of this streaming service that they are creating, they have decided that a lot of things has to be taken care of, which means they have quietly shelved movies that they already have made on their streaming service, which means they have canceled movies that were either done, completed, or shows that were done and completed, and are going to use the cancellations to write off on taxes. Batgirl, which is budgeted around $90 million, which was going to be a dual theatrical release and HBO Max release, never will see the light of day. It's written
So
off on
crazy.
taxes. It's going to be written off on taxes. It's going to go the way of Roger Corman's Fantastic Four, where basically, if you want to see it, you have got to get a bootleg copy. The original reports for this movie, which is this, what's this? We'll get into this a little bit later, but this is what's distasteful for me. The original reports were that the movie was bad. The movie was so bad we couldn't release it.
Hmm.
And I'm going to say BS because I have seen some crap from Warner Brothers just from the superhero side. Just
Sure.
from just from um you could tell me Catwoman was good. I
Hmm.
like Suicide Squad, the first one. You could tell me that was good. Wonder Woman 1984. Really? So this idea that the movie was bad, I wasn't buying. Then subsequent reports came out that the movie wasn't bad, that the movie actually just they didn't want to support it. And what
Hmm.
really bothered me about the fact that they shelved the movie was the fact that you tried to throw people of color who put the movie together under the bus. So we know we had uh, one of the directors from uh,
The two
just came out of
directors.
two directors, but the one I'm talking about is the one from. Did both of them direct Miss Marvel?
Yes, because
Okay.
they did Miss
Oh, they're
Marvel
a team.
and
Yeah.
yeah, they're a team and they did Bad
Yeah.
Boys for Life.
Yes.
Yeah,
So you had yeah directors. You had one of the women from uh,
in the Heights.
was it In the Heights or West Side Story?
In the Heights. Leslie Grace.
Okay,
She was in the
sorry.
Heights.
Yeah. Um, so you had basically breakout. This could be breakout movies, breakout roles for these individuals, and you basically tried to pin it on saying their work was so. Just be honest, and that was very distasteful. Um,
And to
Go
add
ahead.
to that is when they said that, right? Because the rumor is somebody brought up Zayla Maru Scooby Doo got canceled as well.
Yes,
So we
it
know
did
they're
as
doing a
well.
bunch of different movies.
Yep,
But the rumor is that the Supergirl movie is also
it
canceled.
is.
It's not
I
official yet, but that's what the rumor is.
I have seen reports that is canceled. I'm not sure if they're if I have
I
seen
haven't seen an
articles.
official thing yet.
Yeah.
Yeah, just like rumors or whatever.
So
Which
we
again
know.
is another female-driven superhero movie. That's
Hmm.
crazy that those two movies are canceled. Meanwhile, The Flash, we're like, we want
Flash.
to see it. I mean, that seems like a troubled history. Y'all still haven't done anything with that, so I
We'll
don't know.
see. And this is what we brought up before when we talked about these court cases between Amber Heard and these assault accusations against Ezra Miller.
Hmm.
We talked about the fact that Aquaman 2 is going to have a messy press schedule because of the court case that she had, Amber Heard here in America, versus the court
Hmm.
case, the defamation case she had in the UK. She won the defamation case in the UK. The that sued Amber Heard, she won that. It was proven that she did not defame him. However, in the American justice system, she lost. That's going to be a messy transition for them, that one of your big stars, regardless of how much time she's in the movie, one of your main stars is not on the press tour.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah.
then you have the Flash movie, which your main star is not going to be on the press. How are you going to trot out? How are you going to trot out Ezra Miller on late night talk shows
Chris
on a
twenty
press
four
junket?
M. Chris 24M said nobody wanted to see that movie. Chris, I would, and somebody said it. I would disagree. If you were talking about the Batgirl movie, I've kind of adjusted my mind to what DC movies are, so I'm not expecting the world from them. But I think it would have been nice just to see a different movie and a smaller take on a superhero movie.
I disagree with that only because there's one thing that people have been asking for, which I wonder if that would have been the vehicle for us to get it. Michael Keaton was coming back as Batman, and a lot of people have been asking for Michael Keaton as Batman to come back. And
Hmm.
would that have been the springboard for something else, like Michael Keaton being, because a lot of fans wanted to see Michael Keaton as Batman, but as Batman and Batman Beyond. And could this have springboarded that possibility? An older Batman, a
Hmm.
Batman who's not able, and we've seen, so they have shown shots of Batman and Batgirl together with Commissioner Gordon. I just, I'm of the mindset that says this this aspect of it was despicable to me because it reminded me of what Marvel did when they said those things about Scarlett Johansson when they
Not Marvel,
originally,
not Marvel, Disney.
sorry, Disney, thank you,
Yeah.
what Disney said about Scarlett Johansson and that original press release. And it was like, it was very scummy to bring up like that woman didn't deserve her money. and
Right.
and you know, I've criticized Scarlett Johansson for trying to be everything but Scarlett Johansson in movies, but
Right.
don't mess
Get
with
your
that
money.
woman's check. Yeah, get like
Right.
I'm not gonna begrudge that woman. She literally was one of the founding members of the like of whatever Disney created with the MCU. You
Hmm.
waited so many years. We got a Wonder Woman movie. That's how bad DC is, and how bad of a
Did we
look for
get two
Marvel.
Wonder Woman movies? Would the '84 come out before
Shut your mouth.
Black Widow?
That,
I
that's
don't know if that's
that
true,
that's
but
my
is it?
point. But when
All
I'm
right.
that's what I'm saying. That's how bad that's how bad Marvel was when it came to Scarlett Johansson and Black Widow. That DC was able to get out a Wonder Woman movie, not once but twice,
Hmm.
before we got to see Black Widow. And I understand what Marvel was going through, but it reminded me of that.
So we say all this to say the what's the guy's name?
David Zaslav.
David Zaslav. Yeah. Okay.
Yep.
Um, Before when we talked about this, we had always said DC or yeah, Warner Brothers doesn't have a plan for DC. David Zaslav says he has a plan for DC. It's going to be 10 year. He has a 10-year plan,
Hmm.
and it's gonna mirror what
With Alan Horn, he mentioned
and
Alan Horn and Bob Chapek,
yeah did with Marvel and
Kevin
Kevin
Feige.
Feige. So is that good? I mean, we said they didn't have anything. Now they're finally trying to put some place. Is that what we want, or do we want it to go a different way, or what?
I I don't know, to be honest with you,
Hmm.
because I can't trust anything these people say. And the reason why I say I can't trust what they say, because and again, I understand this is a business. This is not a charity that they're running. However, this is a company that has not been honest. And when I say not been honest, HBO Max every month will tell you what they are, what is leaving the service and what is coming onto the service.
Hmm.
IGN does a very good job of saying, okay, this is what, and then Max, if you go in HBO Max now,
One second. Hold on.
uh
Thank you,
huh,
Chris, for the clarification. Go ahead.
yeah,
Go ahead.
and I respect his opinion. Chris 24,
Yeah,
he's a subscriber, he's a viewer. His opinion matters. He says he wouldn't have watched it, so it doesn't bother him.
yeah.
Um, the problem I have with HBO Max or Warner Media Discovery, Warner Brothers Discovery, is that they are not being honest. So, along with all of this that's going on, they have quietly pulled, according to Variety, and this is Variety reporting from Reddit users after the whole Batgirl mishap. HBO Max quietly removed six Warner Brothers streaming exclusive movies. Now, these are movies that were exclusively made for HBO Max: Moonshot, Superintelligence, The Witches, Lockdown, Charm City Kids, and American Pickle. Those are the ones that they have confirmed are removed from HBO Max right now. I don't have a problem if you're restructuring and you're saying, hey, we gotta we gotta get these off the books. We have a problem. Then just be honest. But when you start telling me, oh, the movie was bad, and
Yeah.
you are the same company that gave us Green Lantern, Catwoman, Night Bat, Wonder Woman, and so when I say that, just be honest and say, hey, we gotta cut costs. So when you quietly start removing stuff that's original content that you produced, that you created, and you don't
Mhm.
say anything about it, that to me shows that you're up to something. In my opinion,
I'd agree with that, and I'm not one to speak for corporations because corporations gonna get their money. I
yeah,
will say though, it is a tough spot that Warner is in because when they were saying the main person that is saying these are bad films wasn't in charge of Warner when those bad films came out. You see what I'm saying?
I understand that, but
Like David Zaslav wasn't there, so I mean they're going under a different direction now. So it's
I,
tough.
and I can appreciate that. Then say
Yeah,
that. And this is the one thing that I have a problem with. All of these things, no one is honest with the fact of, hey, this is a new venture. We have a lot of debt that we took on because remember they took on close to $50 billion worth of debt
yeah, I remember
when
that being
this
a part
merger
of it.
happened.
Yeah,
When AT&T was like, we're out of the business, we're done. The problem that I have is, and again, you and I both know as managers, it starts at the top. However you lead, that's how people are going to remember you.
is that
David
what you did at the
Zaslav,
comic book shop?
not funny. I'm still hurting. Um, don't need that from you or Katie because
Hey, you
she
said
said
manager. Once you said manager, you opened that door, sir. I was coming for you in the comic book shop.
as CEOs.
Okay.
Go look it up. David Zaslav is one of the highest paid Fortune 500 CEOs. He may be the most. He has tripled his income. Now, the reason why I say that is because don't say it's bad. Don't say, like, while you making hand over fist money, you
Hmm.
making money that people don't earn in a lifetime, much less a generation of worth of wealth in a year. Don't BS us and be like, oh no, we don't like that's the thing I can't stand.
Sure.
And so just be honest because people respect honesty, especially in this type of business, because we're fans of brands. There are people I don't you can to me you can love both Marvel movies and DC movies. There doesn't have to be this competition between Microsoft and Sony, which there naturally is because this is the thing. Those people are friends with each other.
Right.
When the directors of Batgirl got their movie canned, two people who reached out to them was James Gunn, Kevin Feige,
Hmm.
and old boy from Baby Driver, the director. Uh,
Oh, now that you say that, I can't. I know who you're talking about. I can't think of the name now.
yeah, but they all reached out to them, and they shared Kevin Feige's email saying, "Hey, so this back and forth that fans do, that's unnecessary. What I'm talking about is the honesty between these companies with their customers and their fans. And this is why, and I know Katie's sitting right over there, and she gets on me all the time asking me, why do I buy something if it's on a streaming store or if it's digital? This is exactly why. If you love something, if you want to watch it, and you want to watch it, I will never apologize for
Sure.
owning the physical copy of it. I won't.
Because we've seen it can go away on streaming
It can go away on streaming, and that
without you
goes
even knowing.
without you.
Edgar Wright.
Edgar Wright. Thank you,
Somebody said
Brian
last
B.
name right, Brian B. Yep, there we go. Edgar
Mhm.
Wright. Thank you.
So here's the thing. That's what I say for. And hold on, let me put this article in the chat so people can see what I'm talking about. So that,
Okay.
but that's the problem that I have with all of this, because if you are a fan of something and you're basing, hey, I'll be able to watch it because it's on this streaming service. I caution you. This is keep in mind these are 6 movies that HBO Max produced for their streaming service. That means you weren't going to see it on Apple TV, Disney Plus, Netflix, Shutter, wherever you want to, and they pulled it
Hmm.
and didn't say anything. Now I understand that they may have been deals that they had where if the thing stays on the streaming service, you have to pay the talent. I understand that. Then say that,
Hmm.
because at the end of the day, David Zaslav is still getting that check. And as you're
Right.
canceling shows and canceling productions, there were things that were canceled. So Nisam Parad from SNL, her show Chad season 2 was canceled the day it was supposed to premiere.
Oh wow.
So it was season 2 was pushed back. Then the day it was supposed to come out, it was canceled.
Hmm.
The week before, the what's um
The which one?
the one of the Wayans sons, New Girl. He was coach on New Girl.
Oh, Damon Wayans Jr.
Is that his name?
Yeah.
Okay, Damon Wayans Jr. had a show that was in production at HBO Max.
Hmm.
The week they were supposed to start shooting, guess what happened?
They canceled it.
Canceled it.
Mm.
And so that's what I'm saying. Like, just say, hey, we're cutting back. Like, don't piss on my head and tell me it's right. And that's the biggest problem I have with all of this, is that it's very scummy. It's in it, and I understand you got a business to run. And here's the thing: go look at David Zaslav's contract and the way it's written. He makes money if he gets this deal done. Got to come. He's got to find $3 billion worth of savings.
So his whole deal is to cut no matter what.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So we've been crapping
Yep.
on him for 25 plus minutes or so. Do we see a light at the end of the tunnel for DC and Warner Brothers? Is there something positive that's coming out of this?
No, because
Okay,
here's the thing.
there we go.
Here, here's the thing, and we've talked about this before. We're even because remember we were critical. Remember we were critical of Christopher Nolan for his
Oh, stands for Warner.
his temper tantrum, saying when Tenet was supposed to save the movie theater, and he was like, and people didn't go see it, and he was upset, and we were like, that's not your best movie, dude. Like, it
Hmm.
was okay, I liked it, but he was right. He saw the writing on the wall when it came to his relationship with Warner Brothers. When the he's the one who saw, and many other creatives have left. You have irreparably damaged, and that's the thing that I think that people are not paying attention to. What you said about Batgirl, the directors, and people who have things in production,
Hmm.
and then you cancel it a week the day of. Now, Warner Brothers has said that they are going to attempt to get Chad a new home, but they're canceling things left and right. Now, I have no problem with them canceling the One Twins movie. I didn't see that. Like, I thought that was dumb to begin with. But just like me and Chris 24 may not have wanted to watch it, it might have been something for someone else.
Sure.
Um, but you have permanently damaged your relationship with creators. And David Zaslav has said no project is too big to get cut. So
Now, he
they
one
can.
thing he did say that you might be happy about is the Trinity is important to him for DC. He wants
What
to
what
see
what
he
does
wants to
that
see
mean?
Warner Brothers. I don't know, but he wants to see more stuff coming from Superman, Batman, and Wonder Woman.
Doesn't This is the thing. That does
Hmm.
not mean, and I hate to say this, that don't mean shit to me because because if the Trinity means something to you, what do you plan to do with it? Like, what is your you copying somebody else's homework doesn't tell me it's going to be good. And here's
Sure,
another thing. And I sent you this picture that you saw. Warner Brothers says Batgirl wasn't good. We weren't gonna put it out there. Meanwhile, Sony put Morbius in theaters twice.
they did. They did.
Twice. I'm I don't know what to say to that. Like, I understand you got to write taxes off, but you client trying to claim that it was bad, and
Hmm.
other movie studios are like, Morbius, Venom 2.
Yeah.
Like,
Did you see Venom 2?
yeah, I did. I told you I saw it.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Couldn't remember.
It, I mean,
It,
I
wa-
told you
it wasn't. It didn't do it for you like Venom did.
it didn't. Don't get me wrong. I do love Tom Hardy as Venom,
Hmm.
but no, it did not.
Okay, fair enough.
I felt
Um,
like they wasted Woody Harrelson and Naomi Harris.
oh, sure. Yeah, definitely. So anything else about DC?
So that's why I said I don't trust what they're saying. I don't know what they're doing. Um, and maybe to share, bro. So here's trying to highlight.
All in the game. News 19 nerds. Hey y'all, what happened to Lauren? Lauren
Lauren
comes in when she can.
is partying this weekend, do some more stuff with us. But Lauren had a pool, and I ain't gonna knock that because that sounds fun. Uh, but I want to bring up what Baby Toshiro said, and Marvel tried Guardians, and look how well that turned out. Sometimes you have to take chances.
Hmm.
Marvel got us to love a talking tree and a talking raccoon,
They did.
and DC couldn't. DC moved Batman versus Superman off its date when Captain America Civil War was on the same date.
Hmm.
Now, I understand this is a whole new regime. I understand this is a whole new, but how many times have we said this is a whole new regime? This is a whole new. We said this when Walter Hamada was taking over. We said this before Walter. Like, we, every time we get somebody new, somebody else says that they're going to do. DC has been talking about they got a 10-year plan for 10 years.
Well, and you speaking about her Walter Hamada. You seen that report that he wanted to quit because he didn't know they were canceling Batgirl. He found
I
out like when everybody else, and
Yeah,
apparently the report is he wanted to quit, but he's going to stay at least until Black Adam comes out.
I blame him. I
He's like,
don't.
man, nobody told me what's happening.
And this is the thing. If your people on the inside now, we've seen, so supposedly the content, the person who's in charge of content at Warner Brothers, whatever their content CFO, whatever the name of that person is, and I think it's in the article. That gives me some pause that there is. Hold on, I'm looking for it.
Mhm.
Um,
While you're looking for that, all in the game rights also wish the MCU would slightly scale back their output for both overall storytelling and VFX quality control. I would agree with that. We are getting a lot of Marvel content. Maybe they could scale it back some to give like VFX artists a break to make stuff better and to work on storytelling. I would agree with that.
yeah, um, I can't find what the guy but basically whoever's in charge of the content at Warner Brothers has signed a 5-year extension,
Hmm.
and that person is going to stay on. So that gives me hope that whoever's in charge will keep us getting Peacemaker and different shows. But before this, but this is the thing that bothers me the most about all of this is that when he said no project is too big to get canceled, um, I said it before. I'll say it again. They should have shot him back to back.
Hmm.
Um, because there's no guarantee that you're going to get a two.
Sure.
There's no guarantee you're going to get. whatever that you thought you were going to get. Um, I'm looking for some more stuff because I brought some things over here. But that's if you like something and you're able. I'm not telling you guys to spend money that you don't have. I'm not telling you to blow paychecks. But if you like something, it is good to have a physical copy of it if you're able to, because you don't know if that company is going to change leadership,
Yeah.
is going to, and Baby Tashiro mentioned it. Zaslav is on that reality show mindset. David Zaslav has said at numerous times, content, unscripted content is cheap. He is good at it. This is a man who started from the bottom and now he's here. He has
Hmm.
turned shows like Dirty Jobs, The Deadliest Catch into hits, and those shows are cheap to make. He is not a fan of scripted. He is not a fan of movies because that stuff is expensive. So I'm I understand this is a man about business. This is a man about money. So what you need to understand is if you like something and you can afford it, buy a physical copy of it.
When for the people who I don't know if they saw the tweet when I put it out about it, or maybe they just saw us go live on YouTube. But the tweet I sent out talking about today's our stream, it was two pictures. It was a picture of MCU with the new saga being called the Multiverse Saga, and then a picture that came from a slideshow from Warner Media or Warner Brothers Discovery Investor Call, and on it it had HBO Max and Discovery Plus in two circles, and people were kind of weirded out by what it was saying because under HBO Max, what they this is what they thought were the big selling points for each platform. For HBO Max, they said it was male skewed,
Oh, I
that they
saw
had,
that.
yeah, they had scripted stuff. People lean into the content, and it's appointment viewing, home of fandoms. For Discovery Plus, they said it was female skewed, unscripted. They lean back from content. They do comfort viewing and home of genre dumbs. And everybody kind of went crazy with like, I don't know what a genre dumb is, which I don't either. But
It's, you know what it is,
what?
and I'm gonna say this, and I apologize if I offend somebody,
Oh,
but
oh.
it's bullshit. What it
Okay.
is bullshit that companies come up with buzzwords because we get it in our business. How many
Sure.
times have you heard the phrase, "What's your vision for this?"
Hmm.
How many times you've heard that one? And we have buzzwords in our industry. All it was some buzzwords that they came up, they cooked up to for each other
Sure.
so that they can feel better about whatever decision they're going to do to fuck some people out of what they're about to do.
Hmm.
So when they merge these two companies and they merge these streaming services, they want to feel good about whatever it is that they do because they have these words that proves what they want you to believe.
Yeah.
Because there's stuff on it, because to say HBO Max is male driven. Me and my watch Friends almost once a day on HBO Max. We do. On HBO Max, guess what else we watch? Sesame Street.
Hmm.
And Warner, keep in mind, Warner Brothers Media is talking about they're scaling back on children's programming. Keep in mind, they own Looney Tunes, Sesame Street. They own a lot of children's programming, and they're now going to scale back on that. How was that male driven?
Yeah. Yeah. Well, yeah. All in the game. Put this in here. Who out there has the equivalent Feige Love understanding of DC source material, coupled with relevant movie producing experience to be the head of DC Studios? That's good. I'm sure they're still looking for that person. They said that they're trying to find their Kevin Feige, but they haven't announced who that is. So that would be
They said
interesting.
Walter Hamada was that person.
Yeah, until David Zaslav said, "Nah, we're gonna get somebody else."
And that's again, that's my point. You say that you're going to do this 10-year plan. A 10-year plan doesn't mean shit if you don't have anybody to run
Yeah,
it. Like you can have this 10-year plan, it doesn't matter. You're the things that you're doing shows to me you have no plan. Right now, what it shows to me is that you're cutting a bunch back. Because here's the thing, I don't hear any news about anything being cut at Discovery Plus.
yeah.
What's the
because
big thing? What's the
Discovery
big thing
Plus
being?
has like all people love all of their content. Because I love Food Network. I can watch pretty much anything on Food Network.
I'm not saying that the stuff on Discovery Plus isn't good. What I'm saying is, where is the reports from David Zaslav's baby Discovery Plus that's getting canceled to cut costs?
Hmm.
There you go. And that's what I'm saying. So the warning signs that were there when we saw a drop in talent, when you saw people jumping ship, people upset from Warner Brothers, like Christopher Nolan again. And I thought he was ass backwards for his takes. Still support him. However, I don't see any unscripted stuff getting canceled. It's not like House Hunters is going anywhere, and
Hmm.
they sent a truckload of money to for the Magnolia Network. Chip and Joanne ain't starving,
Right.
so that's what I'm saying, and that's why I said I don't believe anything that's coming from them, and that just shows you how behind the eight ball they are, and part of it is, and that's why that picture that you posted. Part of it is that there are people who are trying to tell you what's going to happen next when they don't know shit. Because who knew the pandemic was going to irrevocably change our lives 3 years ago?
Right.
No one. So who's to say what's going to happen next year? What they're trying to do is trying to justify the amount of money that they make in the things that they're going to do that's going to cost people jobs. And that's how I look at it. And I'm not saying that I'm not calling anybody's name out. Well, except David Zaslav. Friend of the show, David. Um,
Please, David, come talk to us. Friend of the show, David Zaslav. We would love to
but
interview you.
but no, I just the thing that I feel about all of that is that that graphic was made for those people in that room, and I don't think they thought it would get out and would cause the backlash that it caused.
Hmm.
But you were transitioning into Marvel, so let's go to what Marvel has cooked up for us.
Yeah, I was trying to pull up. Okay, I was trying to find this site, .com. It's a psychographic of what's coming in the end of 4, 5, and 6. So for a while, you and I have been talking about
Hmm.
what the direction of Marvel was going to be. Like we knew what Thanos meant and what we were getting with the Infinity Gauntlet, and we knew where they were going for phases 1, 2, and 3. Phase 4
Hmm.
came out, and I've enjoyed all the movies, but I definitely felt like some of them didn't hit as hard as some of the other phases. Didn't hate any of them, but I was just like, okay, this is fine. But thing I would always ask you is, where are they going? I don't know what's happening. This isn't as clear to me as what 1, 2, and 3 were. And you said Feige's got a plan. He just hadn't announced what it is yet. So July rolls around, and now we finally have a clearer understanding of where we're going.
Hmm.
Um, we know She-Hulk and Wakanda Forever will end Phase 4. The overall 4, 5, and 6 are called the Multiverse Saga, and we got a lot of stuff coming out within the next. What's the last thing? Avengers.
The two-part Avengers movie,
Yeah, Secret Wars is the last one. That's in the November 7th, 2025.
Kang
So about,
Dynasty, and Secret Wars.
yeah, three years here we got coming up. Um, there's a lot of content they got coming out. I'm of two minds. I think it's awesome, but what as people have been talking about in the chat, you kind of need to give these VFX studios a break because the report is you're already not paying them enough. So you got to come up with some kind of way to keep these people motivated to
Hmm.
do something because that is a lot of just on this one sheet, Phase 5. I'm just going to read them all out, and we can talk about them if you want to. Phase 5, you got Ant-Man and the Wasp: Quantumania. You got Secret Invasion. You got Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3, Echo,
Hmm.
Loki Season 2, The Marvels, Blade, Ironheart, Agatha Covenant of Chaos, Daredevil Born Again, Captain America New World Order, and Thunderbolts. That's 12 things over the course of like 2 years. I've never been in a VFX studio, but I imagine it takes a long time to get stuff looking right.
I
Lest you
mean, you
have
hold on,
crazy.
You don't have to be in a VX studio. You've seen how long it takes for them to do a commercial spot.
True, true. Yeah,
You've seen how long it's taken Adam Brown, friend of the show, to do a
yeah,
commercial spot. You've seen how long it's taken marketing just to put 30 seconds to a minute, like just to add graphics to a package. And your station in Charlotte is on a much larger scale than my station is down here in South Carolina. That takes time, and that's just one. Think about that's just one person working on. That's not even animating, like making Wakanda look believable.
yeah,
Like, and so I agree with you. They need to ease. I don't know if they need to ease up, but another thing that happened too is a lot of this stuff got condensed and pushed because of the pandemic.
right. All in the game. He was asking, so you're all in the game. It may have been a while before you since you last seen us. We are transitioning from News 19 nerds to We Trying. You'll see us kind of pop up comments and stuff on the bottom here. We are switching over to that essentially to give us more creative control over all of our content. So we are
Mhm.
streaming to two areas. We're still streaming to News 19 nerds for the people who don't know, but we're also streaming to We Trying. So just to give
Now,
you an idea of what's going on with that. But I say all that to say, is there a TV on in the background? I did
it
have a
is,
TV
and
on.
well,
Yeah,
I
it is.
had one on too, and I turned it. My wife turned it down. But
Yeah,
all in
it
the
is.
game brought up a very good point, and it's something, Michael, that you've mentioned on numerous occasions, at ad nauseum. I posted a comment. VX team needed 4 to 6 months to work on the third act of the first Black Panther movie, but Marvel Studios only gave them 6 weeks, for example.
And that's why I've said it. Black Panther. I never was a fan of the CG in Black Panther. I think does not look as good as stuff of other stuff I've seen.
So, I
James Smith,
mean,
y'all need to get off News 19 nerds. We don't know when we're going to pull the trigger on that, right? Because when we get
yeah,
off of that, then we don't get people like all in the game who may not have known that we switched over. So we
yeah.
will do
So,
it. It's just
yeah,
trying
and
to figure out when we're
plus,
going to pull the trigger.
yeah, it's a work in progress.
Yeah.
Um, So, but so here's the thing about the MCU and what Marvel, because you brought up the fact of Marvel hadn't been in Studios Hall H for almost 3 years,
Hmm.
basically since the pandemic. Um,
Oh, I got you, James
uh,
Smith.
oh, um, and the fact that they came back to Hall H to announce, and I think it was good for them to do it because you have said numerous times you didn't know where they were going with the whole phase 5, 6, 4, 5, and 6. And it was like manna from heaven. Um, and they announced and they said, okay, here's where we're going to. Um, I think that they said that the Avengers movies, the Kang Dynasty and Secret Wars, are going to be bigger than Endgame and Infinity War. Which, if you think about that for a second, that's going to be amazing. Like if think about that for a second, they fought Infinity War in Wakanda. They fought. There were multiple fights in Infinity War. One in Wakanda, one on with Iron Man on another planet against Thanos, and then Endgame. That in battle with everybody, Kevin Feige said that is going to pale a comparison to what he has got planned at the end of Phase 5 or Phase
Hmm.
6.
Hmm.
Um, that's
That
I don't
sounds
even.
awesome. But
Yeah,
that definitely scares me in terms of giving these VFX studios time to make all this stuff.
true. And so here's the thing: in order for you to make that bigger, you need characters. You need to reestablish your ground level heroes.
I think
Daredevil.
adding,
Go
yeah,
ahead.
adding to that, you like when Civil War the movie came out, people liked it, but I think a big criticism that some people had that knew the comics is like you don't have that many characters just because
Mm-hmm.
it's you don't have as many as you would in actual comics,
Yep.
so
Mm-hmm.
you had to make concessions.
Yeah. So if you're and here's the thing: Secret Wars was huge. Both Secret Wars. There are two Secret Wars. There was one in the '80s and one recently from Jonathan Hickman's run that had Secret Wars, which was I don't want to get in too much in the weeds, but basically they were huge spectacles. And if you're going to do that, you're going to need characters, which means you need everybody from your Netflix ground level. So you need your Daredevil, your Luke Cage, you need your Miss Marvel, your space people, where Guardians of the Galaxy, Captain Marvel, your Photon, or whatever Monica Rambeau is going to be. You need your Fantastic Four. You need your Eternals. You need all of that because that's what you need for this to be bigger than Endgame. Because that's the
Hmm.
only way you can pull that off. Because you don't have your Marvel Trinity. Now, Iron Man is dead, which means probably at the end you may get like another version of Iron Man. Who knows? Maybe in 4 or 5 years, Robert Downey Jr. may come back for a cameo. You don't have
And
your
that's what the rumor is, right? He might come back
yeah.
in Secret
So
Wars or whatever.
yeah, so like you don't know who. We don't have another Spider-Man movie on the books, but I wouldn't be surprised if Tom Holland was not in an Avengers movie. So
Yeah.
I'm fine with this. Now I agree that they need to scale back, but I'm gonna be honest with you. Marvel's like, who's gonna touch us? And
Until they
here's
see a drop in money, like a huge drop in money, because I'm
mhm.
sure the most recent movies they've had have not made the money that Avengers did. But until they see like a big drop, they're going to keep on this pace. Because let me see, 2023, I see one, two, three, four movies in 2023. And what is this? Four movies in 2024. Yeah, because we don't even know. I didn't even go about in the phase six because we only know about three things in phase six: a Fantastic Four movie and the two Avengers movies.
Now
But they
keep
have
in
other
mind,
dates.
and keep in mind, we still hadn't heard anything from the Blade movie, even though we know that's still coming out.
Oh,
Armor
we got a
Wars.
date for it.
What I'm saying is they didn't talk about that much. And
Oh yeah,
this they talked about the last time they were at Hall H, but not this time.
yeah.
You still got Armor Wars, what's supposed to be coming out. Um, there's a lot that's coming, uh, but Mar- Marvel has basically taken on the role of they hate us because they ain't us.
Sure.
Um, and they're they're not scaling back because they haven't had. Remember when Star Wars had took those hits and they
Hmm.
had to scale back? Remember they put out Solo, um, Last Jedi, Solo, and then Rise of the Skywalker, and they were like, ugh. And then we haven't gotten a Star Wars movie since that, and
Yeah.
they've been focusing straight on TV. And eventually, we're going to get a Star Wars movie because they talked about we still got Patty Jenkins' X-wing, Rogue
Rogue
Squadron
Squadron. Yeah.
supposed to come out. Marvel hasn't had that, and until they have it, they're not scaling back.
Yo, there's a wow. How late am I? Herbert, we started at what
Nine
time is it
thirty.
there? 9:30. Okay. What time is
We
it
actually
here?
started on time.
We did. It's wild. It just took us being on two different ends of the country for
Mhm.
us to start on time. That's weird. Um, yeah, but I mean, we're not shutting down for a little bit because we still got to talk about some Marvel stuff.
Yeah,
So yeah, you're still in good company, man.
yeah,
Trying to go back through some of the questions here. Have you guys ever talked about the idea of recasting T'Challa? So the night that he died, we did a stream and we
yeah.
kind of talked about it. I was of the opinion no. Then this was before Kevin Feige said his thing. I was of the opinion, actually no. I think I might have been of the opinion, even though it would have been weird, it would have been interesting if Michael B. Jordan was somehow T'Challa. I don't know what the storyline of that would have been. I think I might have said that. That's about as far as I took it, I think.
Um, I, as much as I would like for him to be cast, I will
Hmm.
say this: I'm of the mindset where I want to see where they're going because now that they've added the idea of incursions, the multiverse, I'm cool. Kevin Feige says there will never be another 616 Black Panther T'Challa. He didn't say that there will not be another Black Panther. He didn't say that there's not another T'Challa. That 616 T'Challa is dead. We're not recasting that one.
Sure.
So that's not to say that there can't be another one from another dimension, a Leah Veals who says variant. I'm okay with that. I think I understand a lot of people are like, there are multiple Spider-Mans, yada, yada, yada.
Yeah.
Out of respect for Chadwick Boseman, out of respect for the character and the story that they're telling, I understand. I understand what they're trying to do. And I'm D Steezel, I understand what you're saying. I respect it. However, I'm of the mindset where I saw that trailer and
That trailer
I'm
looked fire, man.
that not only that, that trailer looked like a love letter.
Oh yeah.
Like I don't think you guys are understanding the fact that T'Challa is no longer with us, aka Chadwick Boseman. There, how many times have we ever seen not just a character, a person of color revered as much as T'Challa and Chadwick Boseman? That missing part, that person being gone, is carried over into the movie.
Hmm.
Um, I don't know if we've ever seen that before. Like perfect example in the Matrix, when the Oracle died, they just put another black woman up there.
They did.
I
They
mean,
did.
and I'm not saying that the Oracle was on par as T'Challa. I'm just saying that whenever these things happen, we just recast and we move on. This was a pause. Ike Perlmutter was notorious for saying just put another black person in there. That's how we got from, hey man, hey man, hey man, hey Iron Man, to a
Hey,
different roadie.
don't diss my boy Lucius. Okay, from Empire.
I'm
Don't
just
don't do
saying.
that.
I'm just saying. We went from two different roadies.
Yeah.
And so I understand where people are coming from. I understand that people are very passionate about this, and I respect that opinion. I'm of a different opinion. But and my thing is this: hate it once it comes out.
Sure.
We saw the trailer, and like Michael said, Kevin Feige and his team hasn't let us down yet. Here's what I'm saying: before you jump on if there's no T'Challa, we're not. They gave us T'Challa, so they know what they're doing. So that's what I'm saying. If they know, until there's a misstep,
Hmm.
let's see where they go with it. Because we did see that there is a Black Panther in this movie. Who's to say who it is? We don't
Yeah.
know.
People are talking about Nichelle Nichols and Bill Russell. Yes, they did
Yep.
pass away. We haven't talked about it since we've streamed again. But yeah, your Celtics great. Yeah, Celtics legend.
The best to ever do it.
Yeah, yeah,
Um, Nichelle Nichols was not just an actress as far as she was a pioneer. Where and again, I'm just paraphrasing the story. Nichelle Nichols was going to quit Star Trek, and Martin Luther King talked her into
dang, you froze.
staying on.
Repeat that thing because you froze
What?
for me.
Sorry, Nichelle Nichols. There's a story that Nichelle Nichols was going to quit Star Trek,
Hmm.
and she got a call from Martin Luther King to stay on the show. Like,
Yeah.
are we serious? So I'm not.
Cam from Chicago said the internet can't handle your story. That's why you froze. Yeah.
I mean,
But yeah, yeah. And then, so like I know Nichelle Nichols from Star Trek from the few episodes that I saw because again,
oh,
I'm not a
hold on.
Trek.
Kim from Chicago says not a call, in person at a party.
Oh, okay. So yeah, I know her from Star Trek, and then I didn't follow her career like that. And then I saw her again when she was on Heroes for a little bit, when they kind of had some of those older actors from like that older
Hmm.
sci-fi stuff. I was like, oh yeah, that is Nichelle Nichols out here kicking ass. Yeah.
which is wonderful because if you think about it, she was on Heroes, and then Zachary Quinto was on Heroes, and now Zachary Quinto is the new Spock. It is just like the
Yeah.
levels, the degrees of just I Nichelle Nichols was one of the first black people that I saw in a sci-fi show, and I was like, and I remember this idea of what Gene Roddenberry had of what he wanted the future to be.
Hmm.
And when I saw Nichelle Nichols, and I'm gonna tell you right now, I watch Strange New Worlds because of the character Uhura that they have recast, and like I'm all on board, and I really love the character Uhura. When you watch Strange New Worlds, it's an amazing character. Um, like I said, the reason why I love Star Trek so much was because my aunt and my mother used to watch Star Trek, and when I two women who I revered had watched something that I didn't know that they watched and that they appreciated, made me go hard. I mean, go hard on Star Trek
Hmm.
because these two black women watched it, and part of them watching it was because of Michelle Nichols. So that's part of the reason why I love Star Trek and science fiction in general because of those two women. So for people to say representation doesn't matter, fuck them, because it does. Because that's how I found my love of Star Trek.
Anybody watching the News 19 Nurse Channel, you can just bleep out that part where he cursed, and we'll say we don't say it. You're watching and we trying, so it doesn't matter. Anyway, but yeah, I'd second your
Yeah,
comments on that for sure.
yeah.
I'm trying to think. Any other MCU stuff? Oh, well, we didn't really talk. Are you? What are you excited for out of all this MCU stuff that's announced? Like, what's your most anticipated thing? Not counting, we're going to say, not counting Kang Dynasty or Secret Wars.
um, I'm gonna be honest with you. I'm excited to see Black Panther 2,
Hmm.
Blade, and Guardians of the Galaxy 3.
Okay.
Only so Bl- Black Panther 2 because this is gonna Black Panther, the original Black Panther meant so much. Um,
Hmm.
but then T'Challa died, or sorry, Chadwick Boseman died. Like I can't even separate the two of them. So Chadwick Boseman
I
died.
mean, hey, in this universe, T'Challa is dead
Yeah.
though. So you're right.
So you had you had like this pivotal moment within cinema, within our culture, within history, this movie that came out that we never thought we would see. And now the death of a famous actor is carrying over in the storyline. So like what does that mean for this story? Then you got Blade. How do you merge this whole horror, sci-fi? We saw what Multiverse of Madness was. Mahershala Ali was amazing as Cottonmouth, and to the point where I was like, they killed this dude. And
Yeah, and I think you and I have talked about it before, and I don't know if this has ever been confirmed, but I definitely feel like they didn't realize what they had before the
yep,
script was written. That they
hmm
probably already written the episodes out and be like, "Oh, this dude is great. Oh, you did."
yep, yep. Same thing because the Duffer Brothers said the same thing about the guy who plays for in Stranger Things, the guy who
Yeah.
plays Eddie. They didn't
Hmm.
realize the chemistry between him and Chrissy, and they didn't realize Eddie was going to be such a beloved character,
Yeah.
and they killed him. And it's like he was amazing. So, oh, sorry, damn, I'm sorry. Spoiler alert. I should have said that before that. I didn't realize that. I'm sorry, y'all.
Hope y'all seen Stranger Things season 4. Oh
My
well.
bad. My bad, y'all. That you know what? That's on me. I'm sorry. Um, but what I'm saying is like I remember that first Blade.
Hmm.
Blade would like that first Blade still stands up. It's amazing.
It's fun.
And
I like it.
like I just I'm so interested to see what they do with Blade, considering what we've already had and where they're going. I want to see. Um, Kim from Chicago, Mofos always trying to ice skate
That's right.
uphill.
Yep.
Gosh, man.
What a line.
Um, it is like that. Like I'm sorry, that movie was amazing. And then Guardians of the Galaxy 3. How do you end this? How do you
Yeah,
end James
like
Gunn?
this version of the Guardians.
Yes. Um, how do you wrap this up? Because the Guardian story still goes on,
Hmm.
but where do you go from here?
You wonder if, and I don't know anything, but I wonder maybe. Oh, you wonder if Adam Warlock maybe he'll be part of the new Guardians or something. Maybe I don't
I
know.
mean, well, Dave Bautista says that he's done with what's his name,
Correct.
Drax after this.
Okay.
So, like, does Drax get a happy ending? Does Drax get killed? Does Gamora come back? Um,
What I've seen from the
I mean, what?
trailer, or sorry, not the trailer. What I saw from the reports from Comic Con is Gamora, as the movie starts out, Gamora is now leading a band of Ravagers.
and
The 2014 Gamora is
mhm.
leading a band of Ravagers, but I don't know what that means from there.
and
Like I don't
keep in
know if
mind,
her and Peter Quill are going to get back together or what.
the Ravagers two were the original Guardians of the Galaxy. So Starhawk, all those Martinex, all of those people are coming back. Michelle
Hmm.
Yao, so all of them are coming back. I just those three properties to me. Um, it's going to be interesting to see how they juggle them because, like I said, in Black Panther 2, you've got the Atlanteans, you've got Namor, you've got Ironheart, you have them dealing with the death of T'Challa. I mean, I'm sorry, Angela Bassett looks amazing, and to see her walk when she's walking with that security,
Hmm.
and then when she's sitting up there and those dudes do the microphone thing, and I'm like, whew, be
And
still my heart.
she has that one line. I'm gonna have to paraphrase. I don't know what exactly, but something to the effect of "My whole family's gone." It hits so
Hmm.
strong, but part of me is also like, "Wait a minute, Shuri's still alive,
But here's the thing:
or is she
we
not?"
d-
I don't. Who knows?
we don't know when she made those comments because remember
Right.
Shuri, T'Challa all died during the blip, and it was only
Oh, I
Okoye
didn't even think about that
holding it down. So that's what I'm saying. So
because we
we
don't
don't
know
know.
if she might have been alive during the. Yeah, good point. Good point.
So we don't. So keep in mind, she
You're
was
smart
probably.
sometimes, Leroy. You smart.
Hey man, liquid
Yeah,
courage.
there it is.
So here's the thing: Okoye was talking to Captain Marvel, uh, Rocket, Nebula. We don't know. So she probably was the head of the country at the time, and maybe
Sure.
still because we don't have a T'Challa. So it's one of those things where I think I would love to see what they do with this property. Now back to you. What do you want? What is your most anticipated?
So the most anticipated thing is for me is the Marvels. Um, I really enjoyed Miss Marvel, the
Mhm.
TV show that we just got.
It was
I,
really good.
yeah, Iman Vellani. That's the girl's name, right?
Yep.
Yeah, this is the first thing she's ever acted in. I thought she was fantastic. I thought she was wonderful. Um, I thought it gave us a unseen look into the Muslim faith that we probably
Yep.
wouldn't see all the time.
Hmm.
You don't see they're not depicted as terror, or they some people see them as terrorists in the show, which is interesting. It gives you that real look. But I just like that whole thing, and I like the journey that her character is going on. So I want to see her team up with Brie Larson. I want to see her team up with is it Photon? Is that her name?
Well, we don't know which version we're going to get. Like, we don't know if it's going to be Photon or if it's going to be.
Well, Monica Rambeau. Or
Yeah.
is it Maria? Maria? No, it's Monica, right?
Yep. Hmm.
Yeah, Monica Rambeau. I want to see them. I want to see those three come up and see whatever they're going to do. And I'm kind of curious who the villain of the Marvels is because you kind of have the problem of Captain Marvel is so freaking strong. Who do you fight?
Yep.
So I'm just curious for that. So the Marvels is big for me.
Yep.
Um, I'm curious of Agatha Coven of Chaos just because, like, what you about to do? I'm curious what, because I feel like that show on its own may not do a lot, but maybe there'll be some connective tissues.
Mm,
Because correct me if I'm wrong, I feel like the character Agatha does have connections to Fantastic Four, right?
yes.
Yes. So I wonder if maybe we'll get some breadcrumbs in that. That would be cool. Those two would probably be my big thing, and Thunderbolts, just because is Thunderbolts going to be their version of Suicide Squad, or something else? I don't know.
It would be interesting because if they set up the Thunderbolts to be a Hawkeye led team like it is right now, or is it? We know we still have your girl Elaine from uh, Seinfeld running around,
Collecting
um,
people.
yeah, electing people. So we know we have U.S. Agent.
Uh huh.
You know, Ghost is still out there.
Yeah.
You've got Yelena Belova,
Hmm.
aka Black Widow. You've got Taskmaster.
Yeah.
So who Baron
You
Zemo,
got
the
Baron
original.
Zemo.
So that's five right there, and that's
Sure.
not even including um, maybe one of the Hulks. Hell, you could even have the Abomination to replace the Red Hulk because Thunderbolt Ross is dead,
Yeah.
or the character who plays Thunderbolt Ross is dead. Um, so I don't know. I'm this phase with Marvel is very interesting because we know where it's going now. We have a direction, but there's so many tendrils, threads that can that
So several people have said it in the chat, but if I wonder if the direction to have so much content is a Feige and Marvel decision, or if it's a Disney decision. I feel like it's a Disney decision because I feel like they could slow down. We don't need that much content over the course of whatever. Just because, as much as I enjoy the shows, I think Miss Marvel has probably been my most consistent one that I've liked. I kind of feel like the shows have had highs and lows and haven't been consistently great. A lot of the shows have kind of like that last episode is kind of like, like it was cool seeing Falcon and become Captain America, but that last episode was still kind of like the Flag Smashers. I don't know what y'all stood for. Y'all went
yeah.
out like
I
garbage.
like
It's like I wish I
the
had more to do.
the flags. I hope in Captain America 4, because it is America 4.
Yeah,
I hope that the villain is. I'm really hoping they do Sin, which is Red Skull's daughter. I would love to see her, and maybe a new version of Crossbones, or even bring back Frank Grillo as Crossbones. Like bring him back. I wouldn't mind that.
didn't he get blown
Um,
up?
he did, but it's
Okay,
nobody.
I'm leaving. He like died. He didn't get snapped. He got
MCU should
exploded.
the MCU should stand. The MCU's new nickname should be Nerd. Never one, no one ever really dies.
Sure. Yeah, fair enough.
Uh, but no, I'm really hoping. Winter Falcon got me because of the whole veteran thing, the black veteran thing, and Isaiah Bradley. They didn't announce. And here's another thing that I thought was very interesting. They didn't announce a Young Avengers property, and we
True.
know, and
We
they
keep thinking that they're setting it up, right? Yeah.
and we know that it's like literally right there. Like they've introduced everybody, and so
In the
I'm
new,
wondering,
they recast
Cassie,
whoever. Yeah, Cassie.
Cassie Lane, yeah.
Yeah, for stature or whatever. So yeah,
Hmm.
and she's on the poster. So yeah.
So I'm interested to see where they go.
Somebody
Here's the
brought up they're
thing.
excited for. Sorry, I just want to say somebody brought up they're excited
Go
for
ahead.
Daredevil. That's their most anticipated thing because 18
Yeah,
episodes.
18.
I am weary of that because as much as I've enjoyed the Netflix shows, I don't think they've stuck the landing for a 13 episode
Nope,
season. It seems like it's too much. So I don't know if 18 episodes is too much. I don't know. We'll see.
nope. Hell, episodes when they had it, or 12, or however little
Right.
episodes they had on Netflix. Um,
Yeah.
what this is what I'm wondering, and again, this is why I have a problem with Warner Brothers Media, or Warner Brothers Discovery, because of those wonderful people. We all know that companies have projections. We all know companies plan for certain things, and we know the pandemic irrevocably damaged companies' lives. But we're just talking about this right now. Disney had to shut down parks. They have never done that before.
Yeah,
So that's a revenue stream that they did not have, that they did not have access to. We know that Warner Brothers Discovery has said, A, we're no longer releasing things to push theatrical release. They've also said that they are not honoring the 45-day window. They said it's a case by case basis. So flip the switch over to Marvel, Disney. They're not slowing down from what it seems. They have theatrical releases and they have their TV shows. I think that they have projected and said, we stay on this course because this is a guaranteed revenue stream for us.
sure.
We keep people on the app because think about it. If you're invested in the MCU, if you're invested in Star Wars, as soon as one show is over, another one starts.
Yeah,
So even though if you look at some of the surveys, HBO Max was one of people's favorites when it comes to streaming services. Disney Plus has added adult movies. Disney Plus is guaranteed to have children's content, whereas HBO Max says we're scaling back. Disney Plus is devoted to having streaming only movies, and none of that stuff is going anywhere. We may slow down, but Disney as a company may be saying, hey, we got to make up this money we lost due
right.
to the pandemic. And while everybody else is slowing down, whereas Netflix is slowing down, Netflix is canceling shows left and right, Disney is like, we got that money back from the parks being open. We got toys to sell.
Hmm.
So, um, like, I'm going to be honest with you, man. I saw that Andor trailer from Disney Plus,
The new one or whatever.
and I'm going to tell you right now, that to me is the most interesting Disney Plus Star Wars show yet. I'm
And I
more.
think this is the first one that's not shot in their big dome area, right?
Nope,
Like they
it's
shot in
shot on
locations or whatever.
location. Yep,
That's cool.
they said that we are on location. We are going to shoot in environments. So and like this one looks amazing, but it's one of the things where I'm just like, what is it? And whereas like Andor looks Andor looks big budget. Whereas you look at everything else that's going on in everybody else's streaming service, they're scaling back, with the exception of Amazon
Well,
Prime.
yeah, Amazon's like, no, we got money.
Amazon just bought iRobot. They just bought Roombas for
Huh.
1.7 billion.
Okay. That's
So,
scary. I don't like that,
yeah,
but all right. Great.
I mean, so one of the things that's what I say when it comes to these streaming services. We're now in, like, remember when I was like we were in the streaming Cold War? This is the
Mhm.
streaming war.
Yeah.
This is the war. Well, let's see, because now again with everybody, the summertime, everybody was out, everybody's doing their thing. We know COVID likes cold weather. We know that we've had a what was it, Omicron? Was that the last strain?
Like the most recent strain is like
Yeah.
the BA4 and BA5 variant.
hmm
Yeah.
So you have, we know COVID comes back during the winter. I think Disney is preparing for multiple outcomes when it comes to viruses, monkeypox, whatever it could be. They're like, we have guaranteed revenue from this streaming service. We can lose the parks, we can lose these, which I don't think the country will shut down like that again unless we have a zombie apocalypse,
Yeah.
because people are not, they're not feeling the shutdown ever
Let me tell
again.
you. For people who are just joining the chat now, Leroy is on the East Coast. I'm normally on the East Coast, but I'm on the West Coast now for
Mhm.
National Association of Black Journalists Conferences in Las Vegas. And Vegas looks like nobody cares about COVID. Like it did not exist. People are just out here wiling, having a
Such
good time. So yeah,
and
COVID, it don't matter. Monkeypox, it don't matter.
and see that's what I'm saying. So like you have so as everybody else is scaling back because things are supposedly going back to normal. I think Disney is like, let's hedge our bets. We have this narrative that we're going with. Let's keep going. We got the parts because keep in mind they're the one company that has multiple, like Apple, like Amazon, that has multiple ways to generate revenue. Warner Media, Warner Brothers, Discovery, whatever it is, their only thing is content.
Hmm.
Movies, television, streaming. That's all they got. So they have to cut back on revenue or cut back on what they spend because they've got $50 billion worth of debt on their books when they form. Keep in mind, these are the same group of people who canceled CNN Plus
Yeah.
after a month. Remember they signed they lured Chris Wallace away from Fox to do this show. They lured so many different people away. Rex Chapman, the former basketball player, I think from Kentucky, but they lured so many different people away from their comfort of their jobs to do CNN Plus, and they canceled it after a month.
James Smith, I haven't seen Prey yet. Have you seen Prey yet?
Not yet.
Yeah,
I
I haven't seen
just
that.
I just watched Lightyear.
How was that?
I wish I'd have seen it on a big screen.
Okay.
It
Gotcha.
like digitally,
Yeah.
it looks amazing.
Okay.
It does look good. I really liked it. It caught my son's attention when the cat showed up. So my wife liked it. So I enjoyed it.
Okay.
Um,
Answering a few other questions. Somebody asked if we had seen Nope yet. I haven't seen it. I don't think you've seen it yet, right?
Say it again.
I said somebody asked if we had seen Nope yet. I haven't seen it. I don't think you've seen it yet.
I will see it. I'm gonna try to see it this week or
Okay.
within the next week. I saw Bullet Train. I really like Bullet Train. If you guys got a chance, go see Bullet Train. It's a very fun movie. Um, Bullet Train is the movie the man from Toronto wanted to be.
Okay. I understand what that means. That makes me excited to see that then.
Yeah, they did
Um,
all the things right. David Leitch, amazing. I thought that was a very good movie. Very fun movie
Kung,
too.
is that Kung Fo? Boy?
Kung Fu Boy.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Kung Fu Boy. I think I'm probably into anime more than Leroy is.
yeah. I've fallen off anime
Or if not, maybe not
recently.
more into it, but I've probably seen more of it recently than he has.
Yeah.
Yeah. I've been telling people in our chats for years to go see Food Wars. I think it is fantastic and hilarious. It's a little raunchy, but I mean, it's anime. It is what it is. But I think that's a great little anime. That's what I recommend for people to see. Um, IMAX asked a while ago um, when we were talking about moving, transitioning from News 19 Nerds to We Tryin', if we could take our content from the News 19 Nerds channel and put it on our channel.
We cannot.
We haven't asked, but I probably think we cannot.
I'm gonna go with we cannot because we filmed it there
We used
and
all their equipment,
all their equipment, all their resources.
and it would be nice if they gave it to us, but they're within their rights to keep all that content.
Yep.
So yeah, I would love to bring over that stuff to our new channel.
And when they thought one of us was leaving,
I ain't got nothing to say about that.
when
I'm
they
looking
thought
at
one
my
was
window.
leaving, they wanted access to the channel when they never had it before. They never wanted it before. We had asked them to put us under their umbrella, and they didn't think that they needed to do that. But yet, when one of us looked like they were leaving, all of a sudden, people were like, "Hey, man, what's your what's the email? What's the login?" And I don't want to say they took the channel, but they made sure we couldn't take the channel.
I'm sorry, I was looking outside the window, looking at this pool. You said something?
Yeah, I'm
Okay.
I'm I'm done now.
Okay.
Yeah,
I'm not saying you told no lies. I'm just looking at the channel. I got nothing to say about that.
yeah,
It is what
yeah.
it is.
So that's what happened. So
Yeah, it's all good.
um, yeah,
Because in all honesty, I'm not mad at it because we can start our own channel. They gave us the idea to do this stuff. So I mean, it is what it is.
yeah,
It's a corporation. We
yeah,
both still work for the company that owns all
yeah,
that stuff, Tegna. So I mean, it is what it is.
yeah.
It's cool.
It's all good.
Yeah. Um, I'm trying to think. I think that was some of all the questions I've seen throughout
Yeah,
here. Yeah. So the quick little behind the scenes stuff for people who are coming to us from News 19 Nerds. That was our old YouTube channel. We are switching to We Trying so we can have all the creative control over that. So if you can follow us, let me bring some of this stuff up. Follow us at We Trying Y'all on Twitter, Instagram, and Twitch, and follow us at We Trying on YouTube and Facebook. Um, just to let people know. Is that smoke in Mike's room? No, that is no, that is a light.
blazing.
That's a light from. There really isn't a
Mike,
lot of lights in
Mike,
this hotel room.
Mike out there blazing out there in Vegas.
I'm not. I'm staying in Harris. It is not the best hotel in Las
Puss,
Vegas,
puff,
but
puff,
it
pass.
but it was one of the cheapest ones, so that's where I'm staying. So they ain't really got a lot of lights for me to use. So the light I have kind of makes it have a smoke effect. Like,
I mix it
oh,
hot boxing.
dang, hold on, let's see. No, that ain't gonna work.
No,
Yeah,
you
so
know what you look like? You look like you was in one of the Ring movies.
yeah, so that's what that light is. That's why it kind of has that
Zaylan
smoke.
Maru. It's funny you mentioned that. Let me highlight that comment. Playing the Steam Deck much. I have been playing No Man's Sky religiously. That is what's
On the
gotten
Steam
me
Deck.
through. Yeah.
Interesting.
I have not like I've got a couple of games that I downloaded, played a couple of demos, but No Man's Sky is what's got me right now. Like I hadn't even turned on my PlayStation in about 2 weeks.
Okay, so we're talking about games. So we both own a Steam Deck, but when I took the plane from Charlotte to here,
Mhm.
I didn't bring my Steam Deck. I brought my Switch. So yeah, um,
What?
yeah. I mean that's
Really?
just I had more stuff to do on the Switch, or yeah, I just had more games to play, and I haven't really taken advantage of looking at the Steam Deck sales to get anything super cheap. So I essentially still just have demos on my Steam Deck. I haven't bought any full fledged games yet.
Ooh,
Yeah.
push it away. So I bought a couple of games. I bought Shadow of Mordor. I bought
Okay.
No Man's Sky. I bought hold on, let me tell you what I got in my library. Um, I bought a few things, and I do not regret it. I'm actually really enjoying my Steam Deck. The battery life, and we're going to do a review of the Steam Deck a little later. Um, where is my? Oh, here we go. Library. So there's a couple of free games. So Aperture, Desk Job. I bought Control.
Hmm.
Despotism 3K was free. Uh, I bought Hyper Light Drifter in Greece. So I've got like 7 games, and then I still have the Origin library over because I got about 5. So I really like it. It really is like the way it feels, and I wish I had it with me, but the way it feels, the way it holds, I'm really enjoying it.
It is a nice system. It feels better. I
hmm
think it does feel better than the Switch. I would say.
I wish the battery life was better, but again, I'm playing a AAA game on
Yeah.
it, and I haven't changed any settings. I haven't like scaled down, so I get about maybe an hour or two. Uh, it,
Uh, Go ahead.
I the thing that I bought the Steam for was to play games that I don't normally play on a console, to actually
Mhm.
do PC gaming. And this is one that I heard No Man's Sky was one I heard a lot of people talk about for PC gamers. They really enjoyed it. And I have to admit, No Man's Sky plays excellent
Okay.
on my Steam Deck.
D. Steezel asked, "What do y'all think about KOTOR remake being put on ice?" I never played the
Uh,
original KOTOR. That's one of my ones that I regretfully never got to play. I was kind of looking forward to this remake as a way to start fresh and play it. So that does kind of hurt me because I've heard only good things about it. Like it's a great RPG, it's a great Star Wars game. So yeah.
I'm okay with it as long as it's not canceled. I don't mind delays. We've talked about delays. I think one of we actually did a chat about delays. I don't mind delays because that means you're not overworking your staff. That means you're taking time out to get it right. It's not canceled, so
I think the scary part is that they said it's delayed indefinitely.
yeah,
Like that word indefinitely is kind of like, that's okay.
which does make me question what's going on, like what happened. But again, it's not canceled, and I know a lot of times people like to stay away from the word canceled, but I would rather them get it right or not do it at all
Hmm.
versus put something out and we get a Mass Effect Andromeda
Hmm. Sure.
or something of that caliber. I would rather, because again, don't get me wrong, I paid $10 for Mass Effect Andromeda and I traded that in as soon as I was done. I nobody should. That's just terrible.
Yeah. Yeah. Uh, all right. I mean, I feel like we hit on all the big things from DC and
Yeah,
Marvel. Um, I feel like my closing thoughts are I feel like Marvel has a plan. I'm excited, and we'll see. DC,
yeah.
I'm sending a prayer for you, DC. That's all I can say.
DC is brothers because, like, again, I love the Batman. I think it's one of the best Batman movies ever. But while they're making the Batman, they're talking about Lady Gaga is going to be in the Joker sequel, which I didn't like the first one, and it's going to be a musical. Like what? What is going on? Um,
Hmm.
I don't know what they're doing. I don't think they know what they're doing. But David Zaslav, if you have a moment and you want to spare and talk to some, you know, a lowly channel like ours,
Yes, come
and
talk to us, please.
and tell us what's going on, because I got some questions, bro. I just want to know where y'all going?
Hey, chat, if you can, be respectful, but tweet at David Zaslav to come talk to us.
Because my thing is this: if you care about the Trinity, what's the holdup? Why haven't you not signed my boy Cavill?
Hmm.
Who? And if you have a Trinity, who's your Batman? If you
Right.
have a 10-year plan, like, and again, I know it's a lot to ask considering they just talked about this, but if you have a Trinity, is it Gal? Is it Affleck? Is it Pattinson?
Hmm.
Like who is your Trinity? I know who the Trinity is for MCU. Hell, I know who voices the talking tree that is Groot.
Sure. Yeah.
Bradley Cooper is Rocket. Like we know that. We don't even know who Superman is.
Yeah. I get what
So
you're saying.
that's my problem with all of this when it comes to Warner Brothers. Like, get your house in order, and then come talk to us about like now. Y'all don't even know if y'all gonna make another Scooby Doo movie.
True. On that, y'all, we're gonna wrap up. What got you through the week? Or maybe I guess the last 3 weeks, the last time we streamed. What you been doing?
It was a Steam Deck, and it was my it was we just came back from vacation. So we spent a week with Katie's family, the in laws. We rented a house, had a pool, and just spent like time. So the in laws hadn't seen Owen yet. No, hold on, let me take it back. I'm sorry. Her brother hadn't seen Owen yet, and so the last time her mother had seen Owen, he had just gotten out of the hospital, so he had some medical stuff. So now he had been like a real baby. So they got to
He's
spend
the
time with
real
him,
baby. Yeah.
you know. So that was good. And then just I'm gonna be honest with you, Star Trek: Strange New Worlds, the HasLab, and not HasLab, the Steam Deck, and I'm gonna say YouTube. YouTube,
Okay.
man.
Okay.
Yeah, I introduced my kid to Outkast, Bruno Mars, Lizzo, OK Go. Yeah, What
Okay.
about you, man?
So what was it? 2 weeks ago or a week ago, I had a birthday.
Yep.
I went to a steakhouse. My lady got me a really fancy steak, best piece of steak I've ever had in my life,
It
A5
was
Wagyu,
was the
and
29th?
28th.
28th. Okay.
Yeah. Um, it was really good. Incredible piece of meat. Then I've been out here for a whole week for NABJ. That's been fun. It's going to be weird going back to work because I've essentially been off of work for 2 weeks. So that'll be fun doing that.
Yeah.
I've been playing Horizon Zero Dawn finally.
Hmm.
I'm really enjoying that on PS5, and I should probably stream that on our Twitch channel, honestly, because this is content for us. But yeah, I've really been enjoying that, enjoying the sequel to that. That's about it for me.
Okay.
Yeah,
That's good.
cool. Um, so yeah, folks, we out. Y'all be safe. We will try to be back next week with another edition of this. Lauren may be here, maybe not here.
Yeah.
We'll figure that out. Like I
Lauren
said,
has
if you're
Lauren has a social life, so
right, we can do this because we ain't got no social life.
yeah.
Yeah. Ken from Chicago, stream Horizon Zero Dawn. Okay, I'll try to do that for sure. But yeah, we'll try to be back next week. Like I said, if you guys don't know, follow us on We Trying. You can see all the stuff. We out.
Yep. Peace.
Later on these things. Where we at? Graphics. I think that's what I want. Yeah. And cool.